and we're ready for the pour.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to this live feed of our candy making. We are Rocks and Rolls Candy from the Netherlands. And this afternoon we're gonna make some apple candy. Apple flavored, but also with the image of apples in it. Actually, this design, I'm gonna get back to that later. And we just started off with the liquid sugar. So what you are about to see right now over here is one pool of molten liquid sugar at about 155 degrees Celsius, centigrade. And today we have with us Mr. Kim. Actually, is Rocks and Rolls number one boss.
The boss.
And Ilse, our candy maker, both present with you. My name is Noah. I will guide you through this one this afternoon. If you have any questions, pop them in the live chat and I'll try to answer them. What Kim is doing right now, he's mixing in the red food coloring to make the outside and the inner part of the apple. I'll show you in the candy over here, but I'll show you a drawing later on. So this is the red part. Next to it we'll need some green. And Ilse is about ready to mix in some white later on.
So the sugar is about 150 degrees Celsius right now. The food coloring is just room temperature, and that's the reason why the liquid bubbles actually steams the liquids or water inside out of it, and the color is left behind.
So what we are trying to is to color the sugar, not to put any water in it because it will make it sticky. And by boiling the water out of the food color, we only are left over with the colored part, so we won't have any problems later on. You'll see for the green and the red, Kim is using liquid coloring. Ilse will use white powder color to mix in the white part.
As you may notice, English isn't our native language, but we try to do our best. We can also speak Dutch. Dus als jullie willen, kunnen we gerust ook Nederlands spreken.
Ou un tout petit peu français. Ouais.
Deutsch.
Aber Deutsch können wir nicht reden, es tut mir leid. So for the one joining us today, we are making apple candy with Rocks and Rolls today. So we have apple flavored and apple image inside of it. So I show you a sketch of what we are about to make. This is a rough sketch and it's schematic, so you won't be able to see the fluent form of it, but you have these parts that we are about to make later on.
Hey, Apple!
And what Ilse is doing right now, she is checking the
temperature. of
temperature, and by tapping the liquid sugar, she can feel if the sugar is cooled down enough. Because we're about to add some white food color and some citric acid, and that will balance out the flavor. The sweetness of the apple will be balanced with some citric acid, but citric acid cannot be added to the sugar when it's too hot, because it will burn the citric acid. So we'll check if it's not too hot anymore. And what we are looking at now is we need a surface temperature of about 100 degrees. So roughly that temperature.
Celsius. How much would that be in Fahrenheit?
130.
Isn't it times 2? Approximately?
First one who can give me the correct answer
Gets a shout out. Shout out.
the, will be thanks.
is 212 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ah, you're the first, Noah. Congratulations. Shout out to Noah.
And stay with us today. I'll see a lot of new viewers checking in. But if you'll stay with us till the end, I'll have a little surprise for you later on. So now Ilse is mixing in the white part. Our candy will be made out of quite a big white part on the outside. We need some white for the pinkish inside as well. It's about to stay focused. And so we need a lot of white, and she's mixing in the white powder with the citric acid. Feel free to, if you have any questions, to pop them in our live chat, and I'll see if I'm able to answer them. That can be any question, candy related or not. If you have some secrets you want to share with us, some family issues or something, please feel free. And now this is
Cutty.
everybody is anticipating. This is the cutting of the candy. And as you can see, the inner part of the candy is still quite liquid. It actually pours out, but the outside is, in the meanwhile, became so hard you can actually grab it.
See? Up.
Don't be fooled, this is still very hot. The outside is more than 100 degrees Celsius or 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's the temperature in the candy is quite uneven right now. The underside is actually quite cold, even cold to the touch. The inner side is still hot and is pouring out liquid sugar. And what we are trying to do right now is to get a nice and even, consistent temperature all through the candy. By folding it onto its itself, and by squeezing it, we try to
get an even
temperature.
consistency.
Dat moet passiert niet zijn.
Dank op Samuel.
Alright. We're getting
Yeah.
there.
Green part is looking all right already. Red part needs to be folded and a little bit squeezed. Yellow, the white is actually a lot bigger, so it
Gonna hop over the white part, the other table. And after we get the right temperature, we will be pulling this one on the machine. You'll see that right away. What the machine does, it stretches and pulls air into the sugar to change the structure. Oh, we have a bubble coming. Hurry, 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 hurry. That's a big one. Should we pop it or keep it?
So the life of a candy maker is filled with little bursts of happiness. This is actually one of them. For those checking in right now, this is not magic, but this is candy making with rocks and rolls. And we have Ilse, who just made...
Lorenz van Hulle says pop it.
Pockets?
Pop it.
And
It's a little more time.
the surface of the bowl needs to be
Yeah.
cooled down.
It pops.
For all the men out there, it's now you can now you know what to do with your girl. Give her some candy. So now we have a red part over there, a popped red part over there. We have a green part over here, and Kim is actually preparing the white part. But that needs to be stretched to be white, totally white. Now it's white yellowish, and by stretching it on the machine, we'll get a nice white, snow white appearance. That is due to the air bubbles will trap inside them. And he's making sure the big part of the white sugar is in the right consistency. And in the meantime, Ilse is preparing the red part and the green part to be shaped. There we go. I'm just jiggling the camera around because I'm trying to get into the best position to give you the best camera angle for the pulling of the white sugar. It's actually quite a magical moment. Ilse is preparing the little stem of the apple that we're going to put on the outside. And here we have the white part. If you look closely, you'll see it's yellowish. But within seconds, it actually turns into white, brilliant white. Diamonds, brilliant white. Diamonds, brilliant white. So after a few seconds of coming it on the machine, it actually became snow white, and it has some shine to it, but that will diminish after a couple of minutes. And we'll use the white for several parts in our candy. It will make up the bigger part of the inner side. As you can see, all what is left here white is white. And we'll need some white to make the pink inside of the apple part. What Ilse is doing right now is she is making a little brown part by mixing green and red. Everyone since kindergarten should know that if you want to have brown, you'll mix in all colors at the same time, but it works well with green and red together.
Green is blue and yellow.
So green is blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blue,
yes.
yellow, and
We mixed in with red. On the contrary to popular belief, if you mix every color together, you don't get black, but actually a brownish color. And what we have here is a small brown part that will make up the apple stem. I'm just going to show the drawing that Ilse made earlier. This is the apple stem that she is making right now. And she actually made a long sausage-like piece of candy, which she pushed down to get a nice even stem-shaped part. And what we are about to do right now is we're gonna make the apple into, or the candy with an apple into a huge roll. So we'll end up with a huge roll with the image of an apple in there all through the roll. So you're gonna see this is roughly how it will end up looking. And that will allow us to cut it up into smaller pieces. And meanwhile, Ilse is preparing the inner part of the apple that is slightly pink, not as red as the outside. So she's mixing it with a part of white. And Kim is preparing the apple skin out of red candy. So I'm gonna show you later on what we're talking about. So we have a pinkish inner part of the apple, which is the apple flesh, if you would like, and we'll surround that with well, partly with red, and that will allow us to make the image of an apple. We're gonna cheat just a little bit. We're not gonna make a full square, round one. We want it apple shaped with a little dent on the top and the bottom half. trying to get it focused over here, but here we have a little dent on the inside. And that is, we're gonna create that by making two halves that we will join later. So what Kim is doing is he is making a rectangular sheet, if you can call it that way, and we will wrap that around this pink part over here. Not all the way around, but just the top and two sides.
For those of you wondering how the sugar stays kneadable, this table is heated. It's at about 90 degrees Celsius, so that way we can keep everything. So that way we can keep everything workable for us. Meantime, we have our leaf and stem cooling down here on the cold table, the table we use to pour out the sugar. Here you can see
This
our
is
leaf
the little leaf. Leave that on the table,
and the stem.
and then the little stem part, and this little triangle might make up the bottom of the apple. So what you're trying to do over here is we want some candy that is actually soft, but and kneadable, so we can actually shape it into any size or shape we want to, but not too soft. So sometimes we'll heat it on this table or we'll cool it on the other table, and so we play with texture. Ilse is now wrapping the red apple skin around the core of the apple. The excess part is trimmed off. That goes with the other red part. That's going to be reused. We need two halves of an apple to make one whole apple. So we're gonna stretch the part that Ilse is making, eventually cut it into two parts and stick them together. We're gonna glue them together using very special magic glue.
Or just water.
Yes, that's it. I always imagine that it's made out of unicorn tears.
So cheesy.
Could be, could be.
Unicorn tears would be expensive, so we'll just use water.
And as you can see on the background, you're not the only ones checking in live. We're actually doing live candy making all day long. If you join us outside the window in our shop in Sluis in the Netherlands, you can see us making candies live all day and all year long. On summer evenings we actually make candy till late at night. And all of a sudden I don't have anything left on the table. So Ilse made two apple halves and is now shaping them in the right shape with the right form, and meanwhile cooling them to the right hardness and stiffness. And Kim is preparing the stem and the leaf to be put together.
So I need 3 white spaces to connect the stem and the leaf. And the trick is to put everything together in like a triangular shape that goes on top of the apple.
Therefore he has several slightly triangular shaped white parts. The leaf and the stem do have about the same size. So he's sticking some white to the green.
Use the unicorn tears for that. made the connection.
So make sure that the brown and the green part actually touch on the bottom half, because that will meet the apple, and otherwise they will be floating. It will give a weird appearance. Some white goes next to the stem, so it won't touch the apple. And on the other side, we do have the same. So some white to prevent it from getting directly to the apple. So I hope you guys can see this, but actually
I'll show you. This is what it looks like.
So that will get you an idea on how the apple and the stem and the leaf will actually join. And in the meanwhile, Ilse is ready with her 2 apple halves. She's joining them right now. And I'm not sure if you can see it over here. She won't be able to show it right now, but it actually has a groove on the top and top and bottom side. So with white, we're gonna fill in the gap on the bottom side. So that will actually make a nice bottom shape. It's yeah, you can
Like a song.
yeah.
Shorty. I'll just stick to candy making.
Yeah.
And on the top side we have a small groove as well, and that will fit the stem and the leaf. Some extra cooling on the apple part to make sure it won't deform when we make the connections over later on. And I'm just gonna take you along. Kim is preparing already the next part. He is making a nice and rectangular piece of white that goes in the entire apple shape. So that's cooled right out to perfection. So this is now apple flavored and shaped candy, so apple candy that goes into our fruit mix. But if you have any personal favorites, please let us know, and maybe we'll make that one in our next live video. We're always looking for any challenges or new things to explore, so feel free. What flavor do you like, or what candy do you like in particular?
Wednesday candy or thin candy. Okay. Ready when you are.
So now the apple part that Ilse is making, this one with the triangular bottom, is cooled down to perfection, and Kim will assemble the entire apple. So by wetting the top half, he's able to put down the leaf and the stem that will go on top of it. The white will surround it completely. So we'll have a nice apple in the middle part, and then we'll finish it off with some colored parts.
Right.
Don't be shy to pop any questions if anyone's wondering why Ilse is stabbing that wonderful sweet candy with a pair of scissors. She's actually
Getting out my frustrations.
next
Anger
to
management
next to getting rid of her frustrations. She's actually feeling with her hand where some trapped air bubbles might be, and if she finds some, she's stabbing them with the pointy part of the scissors,
Often.
and that way we'll get rid of any trapped bubbles.
3.
And
Every time.
every bubble that is trapped inside the huge candy roll is a potential pain in the butt when we are trying to chop the candy later on. So we'd like to get rid of that as much as possible. And in the meanwhile, Kim is preparing the outside layer of the candy. So that is made out of 3 red and 3 green stripes or colored parts next to each other. I hope you can see in this example over here. And that actually is quite some copy-paste work. So he stretched it out and he's cutting it into 3 parts.
Cool
So-
it down just a bit more, and then assemble everything.
Yeah. So instead of making 6 different pieces, he actually made 2 and cut it down into 3, and he will stick them together. That way it's a little shortcut, but it's also a way of keeping control of the thickness and the whiteness of your candy.
Crisp stripes.
Clean, crisp stripes.
There's something in the kitchen. There's no one there. Or is there?
So we have our big roll of candy over here, which is the apple part on the inside, white on the outs. And Kim, I'm gonna show it over here, is preparing the outer layer, the edge of the candy.
Edge of the candy.
It's the most visual part of the candy.
Thought you were gonna say it's the most wonderful time.
Nope.
Nope.
Kim is already all the way into Christmas spirit.
Yes, I am. Oh.
Only one full week until Christmas, guys. So if you're still looking for some Christmas treats to give your family, I would like to suggest our web shop. And as a little bonus, if you order by December 19th, you'll get them shipped by you before Christmas. So if you're looking
We also
for-
have some videos on our channel, Christmas candy related. We have one with Merry Xmas, and this Saturday we'll have one coming up making candy canes.
Yes, because that's the candy is in shop right now, but actually to have it in shop right now, we have to make it a little bit early. So that allows us to make some nice videos of it, and put them out for you at the time of Christmas.
Right.
So this huge slab of red and green candy will later be used as a sort of envelope to roll around our...
I guess the measurements are right, so...
And here comes the scary part. Will it fit?
Will it fit? I think it will.
Oh yes.
Like a glove.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. It fits like a glove.
Thank you.
That's I know you guys will think that's quite amazing, but this is about 15 plus years of experience you'll see right now, so it's not a huge coincidence that it fits, but it's very, very hard to do so. And he's already taking down the top part of the candy, so I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer to give you a look on what actually is happening. The candy roll is right now quite huge, and Kim is squeezing down the top part. So he's gradually taking down the center part, and that will bring it back to the size of a regular candy. By stretching it, pulling it, he now has the diameter of a regular candy.
Here we go.
What a
Second time.
brilliant,
Third time. Yes.
what a brilliant fill.
Three times the charm.
Yes.
And we have
Just and
apple
here we
candies.
have apple candy. It's needs to be focused. Yes. Yeah.
I'll save the top part.
So here we have our apple candy. This is how the outside of the roll looks like, with this part being the apple side. Don't worry, this is a huge part that goes into the waste bin, so this is not for sale. And now we have a huge machine that is spinning our candy roll. And that machine is actually just keeping it warm and round. It's not doing anything else.
As you can see, the stretching is all done by hand. The batch roller just helps us to keep everything round and warm.
So Kim is pulling and gradually on the loose end of the candy roll, and that will gradually stretch it out. And by doing so, he's actually making the image inside evenly smaller. So you'll get a candy that is actually the size of a small piece of candy, as you can see over here, but with the same image all the way through each and every candy cane. Ilse is chopping the right amount of length of candy canes, and in the meanwhile rolling them so they'll stay round until cooled down completely.
That's one good apple.
Here we do have a batch of about 11 kilograms or 24 pounds, roughly. And this will equal to about 10,000 candies. So you can see the table is starting to fill up with candy canes, but they still need to be chopped up into small pieces, and that's something that we'll do later on.
We're about halfway through.
Halfway through, wow. Still plenty more where that came from. I'm gonna try to give you an idea on how the size is changing. So a huge roll goes all the way thinner and thinner, and over here you can see the muscular forearms of Kim pulling away.
No more gym for me tonight.
Actually, when normally when he does it, his smartwatch thinks he's doing a workout, so he doesn't need to do an actual workout. His watch is thinking he does one already. This is one thing you'll get used to by doing so. So it looks hard, but that's because he makes it look hard. And Ilse is checking the right thickness and consistency by rolling them. She'll cool them down, and then we'll gather them. What do you guys think about this one so far? Does it give you any cravings for apple candy? This is what it looks like when yeah, bottled, if you can call it that way. Yeah. And you know what they say is an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
I
So
was just about to say that. Oh my god. So,
yeah, this is at least
we'll be having
no doctors.
No.
For the rest, it's years.
when chopped in small pieces. We'll have about 10,000 apples here. After the stretching, we'll start chopping, and that'll be the last part of this process.
So if you have any burning questions, feel free to get them in the chat right now. Still have some time left to answer your dying secret answers to candy making. How to get to our candy store online? Well, actually, just have to go to the website. It's roswellscandy.nl, and then you can find the section of shop, and whatever is available or in stock will be shipped to you as soon as possible. And if you want it before December 19th, you actually get it before Christmas. So our wonderful Christmas mix that you will find online will be available for you as well. So we have about the end of the candy roll that is coming out.
The end is near.
That is the very, very last part of it.
And as you can see, we still have our apple shape.
It's a little bit dark, but it's Still our apple shape over there. And here you can see the haul of this day, apple hauling. It's yeah, about 11 kilograms worth of sugar that we made into candy. We lost a little bit over there. Then we'll end up with about 10,000 little candy pieces. So we're gonna take you into a little bit of the chopping of the candy right now, but that will be the end of our live stream. So I'm gonna try to get a nice decent angle where I can show you how it's chopped up. So every candy maker has his preferred position and method of chopping up the candies, but this is by far the cleanest way. So with a special type of knife, she's actually chopping the candy, not cutting it, but chopping it one by one. But if you're as skilled as Ilse and Kim are, you can take 4 candy rods in your hand at once. It takes a very specific type of skill to be able to cut them that small and at that speed. But as you can see with Ilse, she actually is making sure that the ones that aren't cooled yet are chopped as well.
So I prefer the ones to cool down. Those the ones, the harder ones.
Yes, I like them.
You like your apples hot.
Yeah. So anyone tuning in right now, it actually you're able to see the very last bit of our candy making. Today we made some apple candy with an apple image and apple flavor. And in this last part of it, we are chopping down the rods of candy into small candy pieces. But no worries, this video will be shown on or able to replay on YouTube actually later. So you can review this one. No need to miss out. And if you're willing to look into other parts of our candy making, we can direct you into our YouTube channel, Rox Rolls Candy, or our TikTok and Instagram channel. Just gonna reach out over here for the final part of this one. This is how it started, and this is how it ended. Keep going.
Here we go.
I'm gonna show you how we designed our candy.
Get it in focus.
Yes. So this is how it all started out as a drawing of an apple, and this is how it turned out. This is the big part with the offcut that we actually will throw away later on. But this is how the candy turned out. Let us know what you think about it.